Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to talk to you about a very crucial aspect of property investing called leverage. What is leverage? How we can leverage banks' money, how we can create wealth with the power of leverage. So if you want to maximize your property investment, stick around, watch a video till the end, and you will know it all today. First of all, we need to know what is leverage. In simple terms, leverage is basically using borrowed money to increase your potential return on investment. For example, if you're buying a house, you can pay a deposit, 25% or 30%, whatever it is, and you can use bank's money to pay for the rest of the property. So how does leverage work in property? Let me give you an example. So first of all is deposit. So say for example the property is £500,000. You need 20% put down as a deposit to buy the property. So you can put 100,000 of your own money, and then next you get a mortgage. So for rest of the £400,000 you get a mortgage of the bank, and you can buy the property. And then thirdly, where the leverage comes in, say after a year your property's value goes up by 10%, so that's £550,000. So what that means is that you have created an equity, you have created £50,000 profit there, and that's a significant return on £100,000 investment which you initially made as a deposit into the property. That's the power of leverage. Okay, so if you use bank's money to purchase the property, you put a small portion of your deposit into the property, and all of a sudden you've made £50,000 profit. So now I'm going to tell you about advantages and disadvantages of leverage, and I'm going to give you some tips as well how to use leverage safely. First of all, let's look at the advantages. Okay, looks like we got some letters coming in. Royal Mail is trying to park behind me. Anyway, advantages of leverage. Number one is you could buy a property of a higher value, basically, which you could buy outright. Okay, so what that means is that you could, like I said in my earlier example, that you could buy a £500,000 property with just £100,000. So that's number one advantage of leverage. Okay, number two is that your return on investment could be huge. Just a small increase in the property's value could show you a high return, could give you a really high return on your investment. And the third one, which is a good one as well, is that there could be some tax benefits in there as well, because on the borrowed money you could easily you could deduct it against your tax at the end of the year. Okay, the interest rates on your mortgage could be tax deductible, so that is a very big advantage of leverage. Okay, I've just come outside my project. Let me show you the progress, and after this I'm going to tell you the disadvantages of leverage, and I'll give you some tips as well how you can actually invest safely and leverage safely. Okay, so we rendered the side of the house now. It's all watertight. You like it? Yeah.
Everything looks a lot better now.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than seeing a derelict property there. At least we brought it back to life.
You have, it looks lovely.
So we have rendered the property all the way around. All the way around the property is a silicon rendering. So it seals the property, seals the wall, because this is an outside wall as an end house in the line. So we have gone with the full rendering all the way around, silicon rendering. It gives the property longer life, more insulation, and on top of everything, it's the best house on the street. So is absolutely perfect. Now let me take you inside. I'll show you the inside as well. Inside is nearly finished as well, guys. I will do a final video on this property as well, but right now we're talking about leverage. Let me take you inside, then I'll tell you the advantages of leverage, how you can create wealth. So here we go. Front of number 10. Everything is nice and clean inside now, rather than all the mess. So you can see progress from the past. Obviously the fire alarm, we're going to build a box around it, the fire alarm panel and the fuse board. We have got protection on the carpets. All these rooms are done as well. All the painting, decorating, still on the way a little bit, but most of the painting, decorating is finished. As you can see, the doors, the fire closures, the door closures, everything's in place. Rooms are actually looking more like rooms now. That has been stopped at the bottom on purpose, that's why it's open. Kitchen as well. In the kitchen is where all the decorating is taking place. Kitchen area is left now, final finish. Once that's done, we nearly complete. Let me show you a couple of rooms upstairs, and we'll talk about leverage here as well. So you'll see all the doors are shut now because of the fire door closures. There you go. So doors will automatically shut now, and they have to close. And you can see, guys, you can see the gap around the doors. It has to be no more than 10 mil, okay? Otherwise the inspector will not pass your doors. And plus these fire strips have to be in. So now you can see the property more clearly. We'll go in this front room, upstairs, front bedroom. Again, finished, painting finished, decorating finished, everything is done, just some mess needs clearing up. So now let me tell you the advantages. I've told you the advantages, let me tell you the disadvantages of leveraging now. Now the risks, I'm going to tell you about leverage. Remember, if there's no risk, there is no reward. But there are risks to leverage as well. The property values, number one, can fall. If the property value goes down rather than going up, you're not going to get that profit out of your property. So that is the biggest risk what's there. And number two could be that your rental income is not covering your mortgages, okay? Like what happened recently, the interest rates went up, and then most of the landlords, some of the landlords actually have sold properties just because of the interest rates going up, and their mortgage was not covered by the rental income. So rather than making profit, they were putting money from their own pocket into to pay the mortgage, okay? That is a big risk, okay? And then the third one is that over leverage. So if you take too much loan, you take on too much debt which you can't repay, that can end up in a foreclosure, okay? So you got to be very careful, okay? You got to be careful how much debt you can actually handle and how much you can repay. So you need even before starting taking out the debt, you need to know your end strategy, what you're going to do at the end. So let me take you to the top floor. So obviously you know that we had this staircase going up. This staircase is all finished apart from few finishing touches. We had to do some filling there, so that'll be completed today as well. And as you can see, rest of the floor is done. This wire needed to be up there, so my electrician will do some magic and sort that out. Some of the fire exit signs are there. They could have left the arrow straight, really. It's common sense that stairs only go down, and that's the way to go down. But anyway, who's put that sticker up? They need to change it. So guys, I'm upstairs here in the dormer bedroom. This is a new extension to the property, new addition to the property I should say, and this bedroom looks like a bedroom now. Let me know your thoughts guys, please, what you think about my 7-bedroom HMO, my finished product. Just the seat covers, toilet seat covers need installing. That's because I ordered some soft close ones. We've already got them, the new ones. They're gonna just go on. Apart from that, this shower is ready to have a shower in it. So right, so let's talk about, let me give you some tips now before I end this video about how you can leverage safely. Okay, can you see that? That's the bridging group. That's the company which I use, my mentees use, my students use to get bridge finance from. Okay, but before you take bridge finance, before you start leveraging, you need to know the tips, the goods and the bads and the uglies of the whole game basically. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, I got black coffee with honey and lemon in there, half a lemon. It's good for me, wakes me up, gives me energy, but I haven't eaten anything yet. I'm gonna eat at 1 o'clock. But anyway, let's go move to these tips. Number 1 tip is do your research. I always say that. So before you are going to invest anywhere and you're thinking of leveraging, make sure you do a thorough research of the market you're getting into, the area where you're going to buy the property. So once you've done your research, research again. Okay, so check your work, double check your work, because once you purchase the property, it's yours. Okay, it's there then, and then you have to do something with it. Okay, that's the biggest tip. Make sure you do all the market research before you purchase a property. So number 2, make sure you have a budget. Okay, make sure you'll be able to afford the mortgage payments even in downturns, even in void periods. So make sure you set your budget correctly and you have got a few months money in your bank, even if there's void periods, there's downturns, so you can afford the payments. Okay, biggest one, number 3 tip, and always remember this: don't put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, don't put all your money in one property. Make sure you have some money left at the back so you can fall back on it in a bad case, in worst case scenarios. And yeah, so guys, these are the most important 3 tips. Excuse me, I'm just holding the phone recording myself because my cameraman comes sometimes he doesn't come. Okay, he's doing his own thing and I'm doing my own thing. So anyway, so I hope this video helps you and makes you understand what the power of leverage is. Leverage is very good if you know what you're doing. Even the most seasoned investors can make mistakes. Things can happen. So there is no magic wand which we can just swing and say, we're going to make profit of a property. It's just due diligence, okay? Doing the due diligence, knowing the market where you're going to invest, knowing that what kind of property is needed in the area, and knowing the area properly, okay? These are the biggest tips I could give you today, guys, and I hope you like these tips. Before I go, I want to tell you about Man's Academy. If you want to join Man's Academy, and if you want to learn how you can be successful in property, if you want to know what BRR is, if you want to know how to make HMOs, like for example, this is a 7-bed HMO. The rental figure on this property will be £4,900 per calendar month. Out of that, my net profit is £3,000 a month, so which is not bad for we spent about, I think, about just over 6 months in this property, and my net profit, I will do the figures in another video. I think my net profit should be roughly around £170,000. So that means I'm not leaving any money in this property, okay? I bought this property for £197,500. I paid my 25% deposit, and rest was bank's money, obviously. I refurbed all this property with 100% development finance from the same bank, and I'm remortgaging this property now. We're in the process, and I'm going to pay the bank off, and I'm going to make a profit for myself, and I'm going to go and buy another property, okay, which I'm already in talks with to buy a next project. So there you go, guys. That's the power of leverage. I will do the figures, proper exact figures, once the remortgage goes through. So because sometimes the valuation, what I'm saying, it might go a little bit up or it might go a little bit down depending on the surveyor's mood on that day. But whatever you're doing, guys, keep working hard. Hope this video did help you a little bit about leverage. Leverage is a big thing if you know how to leverage, okay? Want to learn? Come to Man's Academy and I'll teach you everything. God bless.